Hi, good morning. We will give it another minute to see if anyone else joins, and then we'll get started. All right, so it is 10:02, so I want to be respectful of your time so we can get started. Today, we're going to talk through creating and sending e-newsletters out of command. As I'm going through the training this morning, please interrupt me with any questions, stop me. You can either unmute yourself or you can ask in the chat box. As I'm going through the training, I'll also take some pauses throughout to stop and see if there are any questions or if you want me to show you anything again. So I'm going to get started by sharing my screen and then we'll jump right in. So you should be able to see my command. This is my command home screen. Now, before we actually get started on doing anything with creating a newsletter, we want to make sure that our command email is set up. To do that, I'm going to come up to my name in the top right-hand corner, and then I'm going to select settings. Then I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom right here to where it says command email. And then on the right-hand side, it says manage. So I'm going to click on that. And the only thing I have to do here is I have to make sure my sender name and my reply to email is set as I want it to. When we send out emails from command using command email, this is a free service. You don't have to pay for it. It's going to come from kind of a funky email where it's going to be like agent12345@kw.com. But it will show my name as the sender. And if someone clicks reply, it will reply to this email address. So if you don't use your KW email, if you have your own business email or you just use a Gmail account, update that email address here to whichever email you check on a regular basis. Now, in the event that you send out more than 5,000 emails per month, you are able to pay for an additional emails. You can click here for manage subscription, and that'll show you all the different options for if you were to send 10, 15, or 20,000 emails a month. It's pretty inexpensive. So this is all you need to do for your command email. Everything else set up for you. I do want to point out here that we do have a MailChimp. If you prefer to use MailChimp, us as KW agents do have a free MailChimp account. With that MailChimp account, we get up to 2,000 emails per month, or I think 5,000 emails per month with one target audience of up to 2,000 contacts. The reason I point that out is because when Command was first launched, MailChimp was going to be our preferred email provider. However, their business model and the needs of Command ended up just not being very congruent. So that's why we have Command email. But if you wanted to use MailChimp, just letting you know, that is here, then you can set that up. Any questions on making sure that our command email is set up before we get started on creating our newsletter? All right. So to get started on creating our newsletters, There are two different places that we can go. The first place is we can go to designs, and we can get started by building out our actual email content there. Or we could go to campaigns and start there by setting up our campaign. Either or is fine, whichever you prefer. My preference is to go ahead and create all of my email content first, and then go build my campaign and just add in the email already set, ready to go. So that's how I'm going to walk through this morning's training. I will point out to you how you could do the opposite if that's what you prefer. And then we're going to end the training today creating a smart plan. So similar to sending out an email campaign, we can set up some smart plans just to send out automatic emails as well. So to get started, I'm going to go to designs because that's how I like to do it. I'm going to click on designs here. And then up in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to select create design. And then I'm going to select email and then continue. And this is going to load all 72 templates. So I'm just going to click load more, load more. It's going to click this until all 72 templates are loaded. Perfect. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top and we'll just kind of go through them just kind of and pick one. Now you'll notice we have this one, modern newsletter B, modern newsletter A. So we have a modern, classic, and approachable styles. You can kind of just click through them and see which one you like, which one works for your business. These newsletters here are all going to be blank. These are just templates that you can go in and add in your own information. So let's click on classic newsletter A. So I'm going to click on this and then click next. And then you'll see here on the left-hand side is going to be the, all of the email content. On the right-hand side are all the different widgets that we can use to create the email. This is going to be very similar to creating a web page or a landing page within Command. Very similar widgets here. Now you can see all of the information on the left-hand side is just placeholder information. I do also want to call out that anytime you see any of these boxes with the little asterisks in them, don't worry, you don't actually have to put any information in there manually. This is going to be filled in with information from your marketing profile. So all you have to do here is fill in where it says headline copy, this text here, and link. So if I wanted to use this newsletter template, I would come up here, I'd want to give this a name, and let's just name this newsletter. Let's do 214 training. And then I want to start updating this copy. So headline copy here. Okay. Headline copy here. I'm going to select this text box. And then these two little icons appear up in the top right-hand corner. One is a pencil and one is a trash can. Anytime you see a pencil in Command, that lets you know that you can edit. So I'm going to click on the edit pencil. And then over here, it's going to show me the different options or the different text and fonts that I'm able to use. So I can update this copy here. And I can just name this Happy Valentine's Day. Now, if I wanted to go through and I wanted to use a specific font, I could check any of these fonts here. If I wanted to make it a header 1, 2, all the different sizes here, we can do that as well. And we can italicize, underline, change the positioning, make it bullet points and whatnot. And then once I'm done, I'm going to click done. There we go. And now it updates. I don't really like the way that this is left aligned, so I'm going to edit that so it's center aligned. Let's do center aligned. There we go. And then click done. There we go. So it's that easy to update the text. I'll do the same thing here with this text box. Click on the pencil to edit. And just start typing in. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's. Goodness, Valentine's Day with those you love. The real estate market is not slowing down. I don't know, I'm just making this up. Cooling down. It is red hot. You just type in whatever you want. It's that simple. Again, you change the font. Now over here on the right-hand side, we have what are called merge fields. And you can see here that it shows this little asterisk, agent first name. We have a whole drop-down menu of different merge fields. So this is going to take information from a contact's profile, and it can automatically add in their name or their information. So let's say, let's come down here. I can add in, if I want to add in my agent Twitter or my market center name, any specific information. So here we have contact first name. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to say hi. Then I'm going to add in contact first name. And what this is going to do is that when this email gets sent out, it's going to automatically add in my contact's first name. So it looks like a personalized email, even though I'm going to be mailing this out to a couple hundred contacts. We have a bunch of different options here of information that we can add. So you can just kind of click through those and see if any of them work well for you. Once I'm done here, I'm going to click done. This is my new text box. I have this other text box here to update. So let's click on that pencil. Please let me know how I can help with any of your real estate needs. Thank you, Nick. And then done. It's that easy. If I wanted to add an image or something, I could. If I wanted to add a listing block, so if I wanted to come down here and say, okay, I have a new listing, I can just drag this, put that right there. And now I can just easily add in my listing information. So let's edit, click on the little pencil here, select listing. So let's do 1021 St. Charles Ave, Unit A, Atlanta, Georgia, 30306. All right, do not see it here. Right. Here we go. So I'll select this listed here, and it's going to pull up all the photos. So this is another benefit of using command, is that it automatically links to KWLS, and KWLS pulls in all of the listing information from FMLS and Georgia MLS. So rather than having to upload an image directly from my computer, I can just pull it directly from KWLS. So I'm going to select this as my image. And then it pulls in all of the information from my listing. So you can see here, here's my address, the price, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, link to. So if I wanted to link this, I could link this to a web address. And I'm going to send this to www.nicholascore.kw.com. And obviously I don't want to send this specifically to a page that has this listing on it. So we can add some alt text. So this is a text. Alternative text is a short description that plays when subscribers cannot access an image. So I'm just going to add in the address here, St. Charles Avenue, Northeast. When I'm done here, I can click done. And then automatically adds that text block there. It's a little wonky. I don't know why it's so off center like that. Same thing if you wanted to add an image or a button, event block. So if you were going to host an open house, We can add that here. I can edit. Just going to add a quick image. Here's just one that I've already uploaded. And then the event information, just go through all of these and you can just update. So February 14th, 2022 at 5 p.m. So get the idea. Pretty simple. Again, a link here. So a few details, I can click here and I can link to a web page or a landing page. So if you created a landing page within Command, you can link that there. And then I would just type in whatever the address, nicholascore.kw.com. HTTP. There we go. Now I have my email all set up. I would want to add a link down here. Now, before you send this or set anything up, we can look at a preview. So right up here in the top right-hand corner of the preview of the email, there's a little eye icon. If you click on that, that is a preview. And this is going to show me exactly how this will look like in a contact's email. And then up here in the middle of the screen in this top toolbar, you can see how it's going to look on a computer, on a tablet, and on a cell phone. So you can kind of see how the responsive design changes on each one of the platforms. You also notice here that where this asterisk box with a little asterisk was, it loads in my first Atlanta logo that I have in my marketing profile. Down here, I have where I added my contact first name. Now this is just a preview, so there isn't an actual name to fill there, so don't stress, that's fine. And here's my information, listing information. Here's my headshot and my personal information that all came from my marketing profile. And then down here's my KW First Atlanta logo and then my personal business logo. So everything renders properly. I'm going to click the X up in the top right-hand corner, and then I'm going to click Save. So everything is saved. You also have this options drop-down, which you can look at another preview. You can send a test email. So if you wanted to see what this would actually look like in your inbox, you can click Send Test Email, and you can just send an email to yourself. Send test. There we go. So I will now get a test email in just a minute. Any questions on what we've gone through so far? Can you review how to personalize the name of a recipient? Yes. Okay, perfect. So when we want to send out an email, make it seem like it's a personalized email, even though we're going to be sending it to hundreds of people, we can use what's called a merge field. So here in this text, I'm going to click the pencil to edit. And then here, I'm just going to go ahead and excuse me, I'm going to delete this. And I want to make this personalized. So I want to add in my client's first name. In this drop-down menu up here in the top right-hand corner of the edit screen, we have the merge fields. And it's just all these texts that have little asterisks and whatnot. These merge fields pull in information from Command when the email is sent out. So if I wanted to add any of these pieces of information, I could. I would say probably the merge field that you're going to use most commonly is going to be your contact first name. So I'm just going to select contact first name, and then I want to add a comma after it, so that way it looks like I actually typed in their name. And what this will do is when this email gets sent out, it's going to add in that contact's first name from their contact card in Command. So I can send this out to 500 people, and each of the 500 people will have a personalized message by using the merge field. Did that answer your question? Perfect. All right, so I'm going to click done here, save, and then I'm going to exit out of this, save all changes. Now, We just kind of went through and built a newsletter from an empty, from just a template, and just kind of filled in our own information. I personally don't love writing copy. I'm not a great, I don't really love writing. So in Command, there are tons of pre-written email templates that you can use. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on Create Design here in Designs. I'm going to click Email, Continue. And I'm just going to load all of these templates again. Perfect. So again, we have all the different email newsletter blank templates. But then as you scroll through here, you'll kind of see here's a classic tax day, classic sell ready, refinancing, protect your credit, mortgage modification, low budget projections, healthy home, financial health, chill your bills. All of these emails that actually already have content written for them, so you don't have to write it, which is beneficial for someone like me. And then if you scroll down, you can see we have a bunch of luxury open house templates, some luxury just listed, classic, buy versus rent, seller lead conversion, request for referral, how to know when's the right time to sell, all right, when you're ready to buy, how to know when you're ready to sell, happy Thanksgiving. So you can see there's tons of content here. We even have event invitations. So if you're going to host an open house, or let's say you're going to maybe throw like a spring kickoff party or a client appreciation event, you can use one of these event invitations here. So I'm going to select, let's just do the seller lead conversion touch 4. Actually, let's do classic buy versus rent. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to do select next. And I'm going to come over here. You can see here we have that box with the asterisks. So it's going to load in my Market Center logo. And then if I scroll down, you can see here is my email that's already written, ready to go. The tangible and intangible benefits of home ownership. This just provides the benefits of why you would want to buy. I don't need to update any of this text if I don't want to. If there's something missing or something I want to edit, I do have the ability to change. Just click on the text box, click the pencil, and there we go. Oh, geez. I like that happened. Let's undo that. There we go. So I used a little undo button there to get the text back to what it was. Now, let's say how I showed previously, how to make this a little bit more personalized. You could add that here if you wanted to as well. So I can come to this text box. I can do hi, contact first name. So now again, it's going to look just a little bit more personalized. Go through, see if there's anything I want to add. I know some agents, they love to include at least one listing or something in an email. So if you wanted to, you could use a listing block here. If you had a video of a listing that you wanted to include, or a video of anything, you can include that here. You add just an image or even a market snap. So if you wanted to say, hey, this is what's going on in this specific neighborhood this month. Granted, this is going to go out to tens of hundreds, maybe thousands of people. So they may not all be interested in that specific neighborhood. But again, if you consistently share information about neighborhoods, they could welcome that information. Again, the benefit of this email template is that it's already written for you. So you don't have to do anything for it if you don't want to. Again, you can click on the preview of the link, I preview image there. And this is what it's going to look like when your clients receive it. Again, here's all my personal information that was loaded from my marketing profile, all my contact information. Ready to go. So I'm going to exit this, and then I'm going to give this a a new name. Let's just do buy versus rent 214 training. And then click save. And then I'm going to exit out of here and click save changes. What questions do you have going through any of the templates? The next thing I'm going to do is walk through kind of creating an email template from scratch if you'd like. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how we can create our own email template if that's something that you would like to do. So I'm going to click create design, select email again, and continue. Now here it shows all of the templates, but up here in the top right-hand corner, we have start from blank. To the left of that, I do want to point out that it does have a import HTML. This is if you have created an email template, maybe in MailChimp or Constant Contact, and you have the HTML code, you can export that code and then load it here into Command. I know some agents that are really comfortable using MailChimp to create their email templates, and then they'll just take the HTML code and bring it over here to Command. Just want to point that out. So I'm going to click Start from Blank. I'm going to give this a name. So we're going to Start from Blank, Training 214. Perfect. So, all right. So now we just kind of start adding in our widget. So I'm going to start with the legal header. Just going to drag and drop that over there. Again, it's going to add in all that information is going to be automatically added. Below that, let's add some text. Insert your text here. I'm going to edit this. Let's do hi. Add in contact first name. I hope you're having a wonderful Valentine's Day. The real estate market is red hot. Houses are selling in minutes. Please let me know how I can help you with your real estate needs. Thank you, Nick. I'll click done. Now, this is, I don't really love how it's way over here on the far left-hand side. So let's see if we can edit that just a little bit. Let's see, what is it? Let's click use inline text. And I'm going to highlight all this, and I want to bring it over just a little bit. So that way it's not going to be all the way far left aligned. And I'll click done. Okay, it's a little bit better. And then below that, if I wanted to add an image, I could. I want to add, let's do a listing. Let's do a market snap. So I can just add my little market snap here. And I'm going to click edit. Neighborhood trends. Let's look up 30308. This is going to pull up a list of all the neighborhoods as defined by Nextdoor that are within the 30308 zip code. Let's just go find one that we like. I'm going to select Old Fourth Ward. Now, if I wanted to, I can update this header here. So say, what's going on in Old Fourth Ward? And then click done. And then it automatically adds in this information. So here's a little map. Here's some stats. Again, this probably isn't going to be super relevant to anyone that lives outside the Old Fourth Ward. But if it's something that you consistently share or let them know, hey, I can provide this level of information for you in your specific neighborhood, it could be interesting that way. And then below that, I want to add in my legal footer. So I'm just going to take this widget and I'm going to drag and drop, and I'm going to drop it below this, below the market snap. And here again, it's going to load in all of my information. So I'm going to click preview to see what this email looks like. So not the most beautiful, but it definitely provides the information that I wanted to get to my clients. Now I could spend a lot more time going through here and editing and aligning and doing all of that. Just depends on how much time you want to spend on it. I personally would spend a lot more time using the pre-made templates, but that's just me. So now we've gone through and we've set up, we've used one of the blank newsletter templates. We've gone through, we've used one of the pre-written newsletter templates, and then we've also created an email from scratch. So now we have 3 emails that we are getting ready and we are ready to send. Any questions on anything within designs of actually creating the email, editing anything before we jump into setting up our campaign? All right, so I'm going to save here and I'm going to exit out of this, save changes. So now that we have our emails, templates ready to go, our next step is going to be to set up a campaign to send this out. So to do that, I'm going to come over to the campaigns applet, which is an icon of the megaphone. So I'm going to click on campaigns. And then up in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to select create campaign. It's going to give me a couple different options, and I'm going to select email. And then with everything in command, I always recommend to start at the top and work your way down, filling out the information. So I want to name this Valentine's Day Training 214. Just give this a name. And then below here, we're going to select a goal. We see we have 7 different goals that we can select from. This is not going to affect delivery of your email at all. The purpose of selecting a goal here is in that way, when you go back and you are analyzing performance of your email campaigns, it's going to be more easy for you to compare similar campaigns to similar campaigns. So because advertising and listing is going to have a different response rate, open rate, and lead, maybe lead conversion rate versus a brand awareness or an event awareness email. So that just kind of helps you organize them. So I'm going to select, let's just do brand awareness. Then it's going to ask where we want this campaign to run. It's going to default to command email. Like I said before, you do have the ability to use MailChimp. It is a little bit more intensive, I guess, in getting that to work properly. I'm happy to show you how to do that. We can set up some one-on-one time, but I would recommend using command email because it makes it so easy. So I'm going to click create campaign. Perfect. So then right here, we have our email campaign information. So we have our campaign name that I've given. What time frame is a snap info the last 90 days? I believe it's the last 30 to 90 days, but I will check on that because that is a great question. Let me write a note. So we have our account. So who it's going to come from. So it's going to, it's coming from my account here, has my email address. The next thing we're going to do is our recipient list on who we want to send this to. You have to create a recipient list. To do that, I'm going to click on create list right here. I'm going to give this list a name and you can name it whatever you want. So I'm going to name this all contacts 214. Now we have the ability that we can go through our all of our contacts here. I can select all, but you'll notice it only adds 100 contacts at a time, which is fine. If you wanted to continue to add more, you'd have to scroll all the way down to the bottom, load more, load more. And you just have to do that a couple times. Load more. All right, so that's plenty of contacts. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top. Now I have all 400 or whatever 500 contacts selected. If I wanted to, I could use these contacts. I do also have the ability to sort by tags. So this is why tagging is so important when you're setting up your database, because the more tags that you add to help organize your database, it's going to make it more easy for you to set up your email contact lists. So here, if I wanted to come over here, I can select tags, and I can pull up all the different tags that I have. So let's say if you were going to create an email campaign here in Command, and you wanted to send out a homestead exemption email to all of your clients or all of your contacts that live in Cobb County, and you've gone through and you've tagged all of Cobb County, I can click on this, Cobb County, and it's going to show me all the contacts that I have tagged as Cobb County. So that way I can put together an email specifically for, hey, Steve Rogers, don't forget to file for your homestead exemption. Here's all the links for the Cobb County information that you will need to file this by April 1st. And then I could do the same thing for Fulton County and Gwinnett County and Forsyth County and Cherokee County. And so that's another benefit of having all those tags set up. I also have like sports teams and colleges in here. So if I scroll down to, see, I think UGA, I have a fair amount. All right, so UGA. So this is going to load all the contacts that I have tagged the UGA. Most of them look like I already have them selected. So this is, again, if I wanted to send an email specifically to people that went to UGA or that are UGA fans, I can have a specific message just for them. Congratulations on the national championship, blah, 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 whatever. Once you have all of your contacts selected that you want to include, click confirm. And now we have our recipient list. You'll notice here, I have a drop-down menu, and it's going to show all of the recipient lists that I've created in the past. So if you have created a recipient list in the past, and it's like, you're like, you know what, I'm going to use that same list over and over again, you can just select that from the drop-down menu. Let's say you've added or you've created a contact list in the past, and you're like, you know what, I want to make some edits to it. I want to remove some people. I want to add some people. Just select that drop down, that recipient list from the drop down, and then click edit. And then it will allow you to come in here and make changes. And then click confirm. And now we've updated that, that list. Now I want to go back. I want to use my all contacts from today. Any questions on creating your recipient list? I do want to highlight here that creating your recipient list in using command email is going to be much simpler than if you decided to use MailChimp, because in MailChimp, you are only able to have one recipient list. So it can get a little bit more complicated. Scrolling down, we have our send from, and this is just pulling in the information for my name and my reply to email address directly from my settings. And then below here, we have our subject. So let's just give this Happy Valentine's Day from your favorite realtor. It can be whatever. Whatever we want there. And now our next and final step is going to be to select the design. So I'm going to click select design, and it's going to pull up all of my templates that I've created for emails. So you can see here's my start from blank training 214, buy versus rent 214, and the newsletter 214 training that I set up earlier. The benefit for having created these already is that I don't need to go through and spend any time making any edits or changes to these templates. If I don't want to, everything's good to go. However, if you prefer to start in campaigns and then get your campaign set up and then create your email, you can click here on KWRI templates, and it's going to load all 72 of those templates. And you can go through and just update one of these templates here. So just remember that it's however you work best, whichever works best for you, whichever you prefer. I'm going to come back here to my templates, and I'm going to select, let's just do this one here, the newsletter 214. It's going to pull this up, give me one last chance to make any changes or edits to it if I wanted to. Everything's good to go because I already set this up in campaign or in designs. So I'm going to click save and exit. And now once I've selected this email campaign, it's going to show me a preview over here on the right-hand side of what it's going to look like.
Let's do.
So here is my email template. We have a couple options here at the top of actions. I can preview email. So it's just to show me very similar to what we looked at previously in the preview. And then also have send test email. So again, if you wanted to send this to yourself as a test, you can do that as well. Just that way you can make sure everything looks good before you send it out. Now up here in the top right-hand corner, we have 3 different options. We have save draft. So if we just wanted to save this campaign or this, this campaign as a draft and come back later, we can. If I want to schedule this to be sent out at a specific time. So let's say, hey, I'm going on vacation on Valentine's Day. So I'm not going to be at my computer, but you can go ahead and set this email up to be sent on a certain date and time. So I'm going to click on schedule here. And it gives me the ability to select the date and time. So if I wanted to select today, I can have this go out at 1:30 p.m. and click apply date and time. So it's going to go out today and then click schedule, and it would actually be scheduled to send out. I don't actually want to send this out, so I'm going to click cancel. But if you wanted to, sorry, let me open the door for Stephen. You're fine. If you wanted to go ahead and send it right away, you can just click send, and it's just going to send this right now. What questions do you have about sending out a campaign using an email template or an email newsletter? So far we've gone through, we've used the email templates in designs. We've also created one from scratch. And now we've come into campaigns to set up our email campaign and created our recipient list and added that email template to this campaign and walk through how to send it out, how to schedule it. The one last thing I want to show you really quickly is how to use these email templates and email designs in Smart Plans. So if you wanted to go ahead and maybe set up some of those emails, like the ones that are buy versus rent or all those other pre-written emails, you can actually set those up as a smart plan. And that can be more of that set it and forget it type of content versus a date specific email like Happy Valentine's Day. So I'm going to click Save Draft and save and exit. So to create a smart plan, I'm going to go to the Smart Plans applet. I'm going to come over here, click Smart Plans. And then up in the top right-hand corner, I'm going to click on Create. I'm going to name this Valentine. Let's just do Training 21422. Apply. Perfect. So now we just created our smart plan. So I'm just going to do a bunch of emails. So I'm going to click on email here, plus sign, enter subject. Well, let's wait on subject just yet, because I don't know which one we're going to select. So then we have our email type. It's going to default to simple, and simple is just going to be a text-based email, which does have its benefits. But I've already gone through and created all those beautiful designs. So I'm going to click on designs here, and then I'm going to click on select design. It's going to pull up my design template. So these are all the email templates that I've created in the past. Again, if you wanted to go ahead and create one right now, you can. You can click on KWRI templates, and you can load all 72 of them here, and you can build your template, your email right here. I'm going to select buy versus rent. Please be aware, edits made now will change this in this design in your library. Any smart plans or campaigns using this design may be affected. So I'm going to click got it. It's going to pull up the preview so I can just double check and make sure everything is still good to go. See if there's any last minute changes I want to make. Everything looks fine to me. I'm going to click save. And then click the X, save changes. And now for my subject, I'm going to name this the benefits of buying versus renting your next home. Perfect. So now everything is good to go there. So I'm going to click the little checkbox, click save. Now we're going to do a delay. So I'm going to click set delay, and we're going to wait 30 days. So this is going to be kind of like a monthly newsletter. Click save. And then I'm going to do send email. I'm going to come here to designs, select design. Now, again, it's going to pull up all of my emails that I've created, but remember, I only have one I only made one of these emails that have one of the prefab emails. So I'm going to come over here to KWRI templates, and let's do classic chill your bills. Let's just see what that is. When the thermometer goes up. So here's just a bunch of information about how to save some money in the warmer months. Perfect. Let's just give this a new name, 214. Let's do save, exit, and then subject, how to prepare to save money when it's hot outside. As you can see, copywriting is really not my specialty. So I'll click this little check mark here. Again, we're going to set another delay. We'll do 30 days. Save that, and then send another email. Designs, select design. We'll just do refinancing. So I'm going to click on refinancing. This just gives us some overall information about refinancing. Perfect. I'm going to rename this. Click save. X, save changes. Perfect. So is refinancing your mortgage right for you? Question mark. And then save. Now I'm going to click on, let's see. Oh, perfect. So they've made an update to smart plans that smart plans can not exceed 370 days. So in the past, smart plans are only allowed to last up to 90 days, but now they've created it so that way you could create a whole year versus of content in a smart plan. So you could go through and set this up to have 12 of these email blasts in there. So that way you can go ahead and kind of have an entire year of email newsletter content. And then you could follow up with specific one-off campaigns for more of those time-sensitive pieces of content like tax day, anything about any holidays, summer vacations, homestead exemption, all of that information. So just kind of as you're planning out what your 36 touches are going to be for the year, you can figure out how to have your monthly newsletter content, your monthly neighborhood nurture content, as well as any specific email campaigns that you would like to set up. So that is it for the training this morning. We've gone through, we have gone into designs and set up a couple of, and used a couple of different of the templates in designs that is provided for us. We then went in and created our campaign. We set up our email recipient list and scheduled our email to go out on a specific date and time. And then we've also come into Smart Plans to show how we can use those KWRI provided templates to create a smart plan where we can just kind of set it and forget it and have all of that content go out once a month. What questions do you have? What are things that I can show you again? All right, well, if there aren't any questions, I will let you go. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it. And as you are playing around in Command with setting up and creating emails or with anything in Command, please do not hesitate to reach out. Always happy we can set up some one-on-one time, or you can just give me a quick call or text if you have a question. Always here to help. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday and a happy Valentine's Day. And I will see you all soon. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Nick.
Thanks.